Have you ever felt an itch that just wouldn't go away? Most of the time, we brush it off as something minor, dry skin, an allergic reaction, or even just a random irritation. But what if that persistent itch was actually a warning sign from your body? A signal that something serious is happening beneath the surface? For those over 70, paying attention to these signs can be a matter of life and death. Research shows that chronic itching in specific areas of the body can be linked to serious conditions such as diabetes, liver disease, and even cancer. Ignoring these symptoms could mean missing the opportunity for early detection and treatment. If you're experiencing relentless itching in your hands and feet, eyes, or breasts, it's time to take action. In today's article, we will explore the potential causes behind these symptoms, share real-life stories of individuals who ignored these warning signs, and provide practical steps to protect your health. Stay with us until the end of this important discussion. And don't forget to subscribe to Thuy Share for more essential health tips that could save your life. Itchy hands and feet, a hidden danger lurking beneath the skin. When Margaret, a 72-year-old retired teacher from Ohio, started feeling persistent itching in her hands and feet, she dismissed it as dry skin. She applied lotion and changed her soap, but nothing seemed to help. Months passed, and the itching worsened, especially at night. She found herself waking up scratching intensely, unable to find relief. It wasn't until her vision started blurring and she experienced frequent dizziness that she finally went to the doctor. The diagnosis: Type 2 diabetes. Why itchy hands and feet could signal diabetes. Diabetes affects millions of Americans, and many go undiagnosed for years. One of the lesser-known early symptoms is persistent itching in the extremities. High blood sugar levels damage small blood vessels, leading to poor circulation and dry, irritated skin. Over time, this can result in diabetic neuropathy, a condition that causes nerve damage, tingling, and even pain. Signs you shouldn't ignore. Constant itching in hands and feet, especially at night. Dry, cracked skin despite using moisturizers. Numbness or tingling sensations. Slow healing wounds. If you or a loved one experience these symptoms, get your blood sugar levels checked immediately. Early detection can help manage diabetes and prevent severe complications like infections, ulcers, and even amputations. Itchy eyes, a silent cry for help from your liver. When John, a 75-year-old former truck driver, noticed his eyes were constantly itchy, he assumed it was allergies. But no allergy medication seemed to work. Over time, his skin took on a slight yellowish hue, and he experienced unexplained fatigue. A routine checkup revealed liver disease, a condition that, if left untreated, could lead to liver failure. The connection between itchy eyes and liver disease. The liver plays a crucial role in filtering toxins from the bloodstream. When it becomes damaged, toxins build up in the body, leading to bile accumulation, which can cause intense itching, particularly in the eyes and face. Additional symptoms to watch for: yellowing of the skin or eyes, jaundice, unexplained fatigue or weakness, dark urine or pale stools, loss of appetite. Liver diseases like cirrhosis and fatty liver disease often show few symptoms in their early stages. If you experience persistent itching, especially around the eyes, schedule a liver function test immediately. Simple lifestyle changes, like reducing alcohol consumption and maintaining a healthy diet, can significantly improve liver health. Itchy breasts, a warning sign you should never ignore. At 68, Linda never thought much about the mild itching in her left breast. She assumed it was due to dry winter skin or an ill-fitting bra. Months later, the itching was accompanied by redness and swelling. A visit to her doctor revealed the devastating truth: inflammatory breast cancer, IBC, one of the most aggressive forms of breast cancer. Why persistent itching in the breast area is a red flag. Unlike other forms of breast cancer, IBC does not always present with a lump. Instead, it affects the lymphatic vessels in the skin, leading to inflammation, redness, and intense itching. Other symptoms to look for: skin that appears thickened or dimpled, like an orange peel. Swelling or warmth in the breast. Nipple retraction or discharge. Enlarged lymph nodes under the arm. IBC progresses rapidly, sometimes within weeks. This is why early detection is critical. If you notice persistent itching in one or both breasts, especially if accompanied by other symptoms, see a doctor immediately. Routine mammograms and self-examinations are vital for catching this disease early. Margaret Thompson never considered herself careless when it came to her health. A retired schoolteacher from Ohio, she had spent her life taking care of others, her students, her children, and eventually, her grandchildren. But when it came to herself, Margaret often put things off. In her late 40s, Margaret was vibrant and full of life. She juggled responsibilities effortlessly, balancing a career, a family, and a home with seemingly boundless energy. But, like many women, she carried a few bad habits. She indulged in processed foods more often than she cared to admit, frequently dismissed minor aches and pains, and found comfort in a glass of wine after a long day. One morning, as she stepped out of the shower, she noticed a faint itch on her left breast. She absent-mindedly scratched it and moved on with her day, never giving it a second thought. The itch persisted over the next few weeks but was never unbearable, just a mild annoyance. Margaret assumed it was nothing more than dry skin. After all, she had no family history of breast cancer. And she had always been healthy. Months passed, and along with the itching, she noticed subtle changes in her breast. The skin seemed slightly thicker, almost as if it had a different texture. There was no lump, no searing pain, no dramatic sign that something was wrong, just the itch and a vague discomfort she couldn't quite put her finger on. Margaret chalked it up to aging, hormones, or maybe even the underwire in her bra. At 50, she finally scheduled a routine mammogram, something she had been meaning to do for years but had continuously postponed. When the results came back normal, she felt validated in her decision to ignore her symptoms. If something was truly wrong, the test would have caught it, right? But cancer is not always so easily detected. Inflammatory breast cancer, IBC, the rare but aggressive form Margaret unknowingly had, often doesn't present with a lump like traditional breast cancer. Instead, it manifests as changes in the skin, redness, swelling, a persistent itch. By the time it becomes noticeable, it is often in advanced stages. Life continued as usual. Margaret became a grandmother and filled her days with baking cookies, reading bedtime stories, and taking long walks in the park. But the itching worsened, becoming more insistent, more aggressive. Her breast had begun to feel warm to the touch, and there was a slight swelling near her armpit. Deep down, Margaret felt something was off. But she had convinced herself for so long that it was nothing, and she clung to that belief. At 54, she finally made an appointment with her doctor. She had expected a quick consultation. Maybe a prescription for a topical cream, and a reassuring pat on the back. Instead, she was met with a furrowed brow and a series of urgent tests. The biopsy results came back swiftly. Stage 3 inflammatory breast cancer. Margaret's world shattered. The doctor's words felt distant, almost as if they were happening to someone else. How could this be? She had no lump. She had passed a mammogram just a few years ago. She felt fine, aside from the itching. The weeks that followed were a blur of oncologist visits, scans, and aggressive treatment plans. The cancer had already spread to nearby lymph nodes, making surgery alone insufficient. Chemotherapy, radiation, and a mastectomy became her new reality. The once lively woman who had spent decades caring for others now found herself in a battle for her own life. The treatments drained her, physically, emotionally, mentally. She lost her hair, her energy, and at times, her hope. The grandchild she once lifted with ease now had to climb onto her lap carefully. The walks in the park turned into short, breathless strolls around the house. One night, as she lay in bed, Margaret thought back to the early warning signs, the itching, the thickened skin, the changes she had ignored. The signs had been there all along, subtle but persistent. And yet, she had brushed them aside, believing she was too busy, too healthy, too untouchable for cancer. By the time Margaret turned 56, the cancer had spread to distant organs. The prognosis was no longer hopeful. She spent her final months surrounded by family, filled with love but also regret. Before she passed, she made it her mission to educate the women around her. She spoke to her daughters, her friends, and even strangers at the doctor's office, urging them to listen to their bodies. To never dismiss an unusual symptom. To not let fear or busy schedules prevent them from seeking medical attention. Margaret's story is not unique. Too many women overlook or misinterpret the early signs of breast cancer. Too many trust that if something serious were happening, it would be obvious. But cancer does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes, it whispers. Sometimes, it's just an itch. If there is one lesson to take away from Margaret's story, it is this: do not ignore your body's signals. If you notice persistent itching, skin thickening, or unexplained changes in your breast, do not wait. See a doctor. Get checked. Push for answers. Early detection can be the difference between life and death. And while Margaret's fate was sealed by delayed action, yours does not have to be. If you or someone you love is experiencing symptoms, make an appointment today. Share this story with others. You never know whose life it might save. What can you do right now to protect your health? If you are experiencing persistent itching in these key areas, here's what you should do. Number 1. Don't ignore the signs. If the itching lasts more than 2 weeks, consult a doctor. Number 2. Keep track of additional symptoms, fatigue, skin discoloration, or unusual changes in your body can help doctors diagnose underlying conditions faster. Number 3. Request the right tests, blood sugar tests, liver function tests, and mammograms can provide critical insights into your health. Number 4. Make lifestyle changes, a balanced diet, regular exercise, and hydration can help manage or even prevent many of these conditions. Number 5. Stay vigilant with regular check UPS, early detection saves lives. Final thoughts. Your body is always communicating with you. That persistent itch might seem minor today, but it could be a life-saving warning sign. Take control of your health by listening to your body and seeking medical attention when needed. Have you or a loved one experienced persistent itching that led to a serious diagnosis? Share your story in the comments. Your experience could help others recognize the signs before it's too late. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Thuy Share for more health insights that could save lives. Stay informed, stay healthy, and take care of yourself.